Is there really a safe period to have sex? Funny question, right? But yes, is there really a safe time to ever have sex? Not really. There's really nothing like a safe period because at any point in the menstrual cycle, you could actually get pregnant. And that's a fact. I'm Dr. Kelvin. I'm your wellness consultant, which means your health is my topmost priority. And today, we're going to understand the safe period and whether you should trust it or not. There are times in the menstrual cycle when a woman is more fertile, which means more likely to get pregnant as compared to other times in the cycle. But for us to have a better understanding of this thing, let's first understand what the menstrual cycle is all about. A woman's menstrual cycle begins on the first day that she starts her period. Problem or the issue though is that every woman has a different cycle length. And so some women may have a 25-day cycle, 28-day cycle, 31-day cycle, and so on and so forth. Within the woman herself, an individual woman, the cycle is not fixed to one point. It could be 28 days in 1 month, it could be 30 days in another month, and it could be 25 days in another month. And so typically, before you can decide when or how long a woman's cycle is, you need to have studied the cycle for about 6 months, and then you strike an average. Now that presents the first challenge of that so-called safe period, which means that if you strike the average and the woman's cycle is, let's say, 28-day cycle, which is what most calculations are based off on, it does not mean that in this particular month that you are planning to make use of the safe period, she's going to have a 28-day cycle. So you could be off by a few days, which means that you could end up with a pregnancy, even though per the calculation, it was supposed to be the safe period. So that's why we actually do not trust that safe period. All right, so now day one of the cycle is when the woman starts her period. For a woman with a 28-day cycle, day 14 should be when the egg is released, which is also when she's most likely to get pregnant if she was to have sex when the sperm comes in contact with the egg. And so give or take 2 days, so we'll start from day 12. So from day 12 to day 14 is considered highly unsafe. When the egg is released, the egg typically only survives for 24 hours. If you push it, or if it's a very stubborn egg, it can go 48 hours, but most of the time it only lives for 24 hours. Enter Mr. Sperm. Now, sperm typically survives for 5 days, but sperm has been documented to survive much longer than 5 days, sometimes 7 days, it could even go longer. This means that you might have planned to have sex at a particular time when the woman was considered safe, but because the sperm can survive longer, guess who was waiting for the egg 2, 3, 4 days later? Mr. Sperm was waiting, and so you could actually get pregnant 4 days or 5 days after you've actually had sex because the egg was released at that time, and then the sperm was waiting and the fusion occurred. And so as a doctor, I do not encourage people who are serious about avoiding pregnancy to utilize the safe period or the calendar method. It fails about 80 to 90% of the time. And so if you are serious about preventing pregnancy, this calculation is not for you. There are other measures or other means of preventing pregnancies from occurring. One of the best forms of contraception that actually prevents contact between the sperm and the egg is the condom. But if you cannot use the condom or you don't want to use the condom, then you can utilize other contraceptive methods as well. We have the IUD, we have the implants, we have the injectables, we have the pills that you can take to prevent pregnancy from occurring. Of course, each of these have their own failure rate. However, they are much better at preventing pregnancy than the calendar method. And so if you don't learn anything from this video, understand that the calendar method will fail you at some point. In another video, I'm going to talk about reasons why the woman's cycle is not fixed to a particular cycle length so that we can learn a thing or two. Before then, make sure you subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends and family so we can build this wellness community together. Have a fabulous time. Stay blessed. Peace.